Hi everyone, John here from LookSmart Home Inspections, and today I want to talk to you about the importance of quick turnaround for a home inspection report. Now look, I understand that everything today, when you do home inspections, there's a time constraint, there's a restriction. You probably have maybe 10, 14 days tops to do your home inspection as far as your inspection contingency window. And you don't want to be waiting for a home inspection report, right? So you want to make sure that you hire a home inspector who understands that you're under a time constraint, everything is crunch time, and that he or she will have the home inspection delivered the next day at the latest. So with me, I deliver the reports within 24 hours. They're on your email. The home inspection report is there. The termite inspection report is there. So then you can start making good informed decisions about the house. Of course, you'll be accompanying me in most instances on the home inspection itself. So you'll actually understand the larger issues in the home, but you don't have to wait a long time to get that home inspection report. Also, what I want to reiterate, it's always good to have a home inspector who can do multiple things that you want him or her to do, right? So you want somebody to be able to do the home inspection, do the termite inspection also, and produce that very important NPMA 33 form, which most lenders are going to require. It's also good to have a home inspector perform a radon test. And now, many times people are requesting sewer line inspections, which is also very important because the sewer line is an aspect of a home where a home inspector would not be able to see. They can't view that sewer line underneath the ground from the house connection to the city tap or the municipal connection. So it's always important to get that sewer line looked at as well, and I can certainly help you with that. On this video upcoming, I have some defects that I saw recently doing home inspections at homes. Let's take a look and see what we have.
Here we see some standing water or ponding water on an almost flat roof surface, and when we see this, this is always a problem. And under this area is a attached garage, and we can see some water staining if we go inside that garage on the ceiling. Also, there's some gaps in this handrail that do not meet modern requirements. All gaps in rails should be a minimum of 4 inches, and this is wider than 4 inches, creating a child safety hazard. I'm laying in my back in a very tight attic space, and we see that there is a lot of mold on the underside of this roof deck or plywood. So this mold is probably a mold called Cladosporium, which is in the black mold family, and common to attics, but you don't want this in your house because it can be a toxic mold. So this particular house has problems with ventilation. There are no soffit vents, ridge vents, or gable vents, and that's primarily the cause of this issue. That household moisture travels up to the attic, gets trapped, and has nowhere to go. I'm looking at these townhouse windows, and as you can see here, they don't stay in the open position. These windows just crash down when I try to open them, and this is a significant safety hazard because you can get your fingers smashed as these windows fall back down. I mean, certainly you don't want to put a stick to hold these windows up. So I found 3 of these windows right in this living room with this problem, and that should be corrected, or the windows should be replaced for safety. Here is something that I just don't like. We have a natural draft boiler and a natural draft water heater, and what they're doing is getting fresh air from a fan unit and pulling air from the attached garage into this space. So what happens if we have a car running in the garage? What happens if we have another problem? What happens if we have a fire in the garage? That air is going to come into the living space. I would much prefer to get combustion air from the outside or from another area inside the house. It would be a lot safer. This is a pressure relief discharge pipe, and at the bottom we have created basically a water heater bomb by putting a valve on the end of the pressure relief discharge pipe. This is not what we want to see. If excess pressure were to build up, it has nowhere to go and create a very unsafe condition. Why anyone would do this, I don't really know and understand, but this is a significant safety issue. Here we see these registers located in the floor, and this configuration is much more efficient than heating because heat wants to rise, and air conditioning because conditioned air wants to stay low to the floor. So the occupants of this house may experience higher efficiency in the heating months than in the winter months due to the configuration of these registers. And this is something that we should tell our clients about as home inspectors. We have some double tap neutral wires in this electrical circuit box, and this creates a problem because when somebody works on a circuit with this type of double tapping, it is impossible to isolate the circuit, and that can create an electrical shock hazard. This is also a problem because the two taps under the one screw can become loose and create arcing, which is a fire hazard. So this is something that we find often and it should be corrected. Here is a common problem that we find around chimneys, and this is being caused by the lack of a counter flashing over the step flashing around the outside of the chimney. So one thing we have to look for when doing home inspections in New Jersey is proper chimney flashing details.